Hello, welcome to Southside Uniting Church's weekly update. My name is David Fender, I'm the lead minister. You'll notice that we're doing something different with our weekly updates. This weekly update that we will offer to you every Friday is just an informative, general information about where our congregation is tracking and some of the really significant cultural and changes that we're introducing into the congregation. To get the additional news about what's coming up in our congregation, we'll have a news video that will be part of our weekly services each Sunday. But now today, I want to introduce to you Richard Moores. Richard, as you will know, is our congregation's children's, youth and families pastor. And he's here and we're going to talk a little bit about what it is that we are doing in our face-to-face worship services during our 3-month trial. So Richard, do you want to tell us what's going on?
So part of our trial and part of this experiment is looking at what would it be like to have intergenerational services. So we've had the tradition of children going out, and while for many of us that was really effective, for lots that hasn't been effective. I was at a recent intergenerational training and they said, we kept sending the kids out and then we wondered why they never came back when they got older. So we want to try and avoid that. So we're trying to integrate the children into the whole of the service. So in the traditional type way, when you come for the first time face-to-face, there'll be a lovely little bag that your child can pick what colour picture they want, some pencils or crayons, and each week there'll be a sheet for them to work on. So they can do those traditional type things. But we're also encouraging our ministry agents to be thinking intergenerationally. How do we do things through the services? How do we do prayers, call to worship? How do we include stories and things like that, which will engage the children and help them to be focused and part of the service as opposed to doing something different?
So what's the benefit of that for us, for the whole congregation?
So the benefit is hopefully we also start to get to hear the children's voice, because as someone who has worked with children for many, many years, you realise that the children have things to teach us about the faith. So we get to hear them. We also get to support them. And so part of what we've given to the families was a list of 10 activities or things to do to help your child engage. And one of them is to be an intentional whisperer. So to sit there and go, well, are you understanding this? Are you helping this? And that doesn't just have to be the parent. If you're sitting next to near a child, you could be that intentional whisperer and engage them. And so we start as a whole congregation to be worshipping and growing together. So that's part of our benefits. And we help the children to feel they are part of our church and not just part of our Sunday school.
I can remember when we first arrived at Tarragindi too many years ago to remember now, and we sat down for the very first time next to an older lady in the congregation, and just the interest that she showed in our kids. And she didn't go overboard, she didn't take them and look after them or anything like that. She just was interested in them. It made us feel so welcome, just to know that these older people in the congregation wanted us and wanted our children to be part of the service. So Richard, where will we go with Sunday school and with Kids for God?
So when we talk about intergenerational, that's not neglecting the fact that we need age-appropriate education type things. So each week we are producing a video that comes out on Wednesdays. You can watch it whenever it fits in your life. That goes up onto YouTube. You can access it from the website, and that engages with the past Sunday's reading in a way that is appropriate for the children. Along with that, each week we send out resources for the families. So we're encouraging you, the families, to be having these faith conversations. We're not looking for deep theological discussions, but some simple questions, some simple activities. I remember around Easter time, and it was one of those services where the broadcast wasn't working quite as planned, and one of the activities was playing races with Easter eggs. So Oliver and I did that. So some fun things that you can do with your child and just open chances to talk about faith. Yeah. So there's those resources each week.
And it just becomes something that's normal and integrated into our lives. So thank you for sharing that with us. And that's where we want to continue to go as a congregation, reflecting the very nature that the church is multi-generational. Paul tells us, there's neither male nor female, neither Greek nor Jew, neither slave nor free, neither older person, neither younger person. We're all one in the body of Christ. Richard told me something a while ago, which I just stuck on me. When we do safe ministry with children, we make sure that there's a ratio of 1 adult to 6 children to keep the children safe. And Richard challenges me and has challenged other people. What would it look like for every child in our congregation? We had 6 adults who were invested in helping them grow to a lifelong maturity of faith in Jesus Christ. We've all got a part that we can play in that. So I look forward to the way that we continue to be intergenerational, in which we all grow, we all develop our faith, we all become more like Jesus, and we have more people in our churches. So until I see you again, until Richard sees you again, blessings on you all.